Hello and welcome to my allotment. So it's my first week back from being away over half term. We spent a lovely week in Iceland, but it is great to be back and I'm excited to get all of my winter veg planted up into my polytunnel today. Okay, so I'm inside the polytunnel now, and as you can see, it is absolutely clear. So when I came down on Monday, it was still full of tomatoes, this side. So if you remember this side of the polytunnel, I had already planted my garlic and already given it a really good mulch. So this side was done, but the side here where my grapevine's growing up was still absolutely full of tomatoes. So I came down here on Monday and I completely cleared it out. So I put the wood chip just along this very narrow line here, so I've got somewhere to walk. And the other thing I did was I put it just along underneath the grapevine here, and I put my two blueberry bushes on there. That's so that I've just got two separate areas to plant in over winter. And I'll be able to get to it without treading on anything because it gets quite wet in here and quite soggy over winter. So I thought two separate areas, and I've got some space to walk as well through the polytunnel. So what am I planting? First of all, I have got some calabrese. So this is calabrese typhoon, and I've got 12 plugs of this. I've got a kale here, and that's called kale caprau. And again, I've got another 12 plugs of that. I've got 12 plugs of spring greens. They're looking really good. And I've got 12 plugs of cauliflower all year round. They're looking good as well. There's a few leaves that I'm going to be taking off of these. I want them really healthy and fresh as they're going into the polytunnel. Okay, so I've got them all placed on the floor down the side of the polytunnel, and I'm going to get planting in a minute. I just wanted to go over the plugs that I actually got. I didn't grow them myself. I did buy them from the garden centre. So I bought them from Chesington Garden Centre, which is a local garden centre from me. They have quite a good selection of veg all year round, but especially winter veg. I did start seedlings off myself. They are still in the greenhouse, but they're just not strong enough to go out at the moment. They might still well go out. I've got space in my mini polytunnel, and I have also got space down the side where I planted my garlic the other side of the polytunnel, so they could potentially still go out, but I thought it was a good idea to actually purchase some that were of good size that I could just plant straight out, and I know I've got more chance of having success with. So that is my question of the day today. Do you buy plugs? Is it a mix and match? Do you do a bit of both? Or do you start everything yourself from seed? So I've got 12 of each plug. I'm going to do 3 at the back and then rows in front. So 4 rows of 3 of each. There is plenty of room here for each one, and the same here. So there'll be a block here, and then the 2 more blocks over here. So I will have all of my winter veg in this polytunnel looking amazing. And this is the side I was talking about where I have got room if I need to plant anything else. It has got garlic coming up, so by the time that garlic all comes up, hopefully I'll know what I've got that's strong enough to plant out that's in my greenhouse at the moment, and we could plug some of the gaps with that. But I have got room in my mini polytunnel as well, and I've got purple sprouting broccoli in there at the moment, which I planted just before I went away. And that is all looking absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but it's looking great. And I have actually got garlic interplanted in between this, so that should be coming up soon as well. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to take the plugs, I'm going to take them out of the cell, and I'm going to place them on the ground just to see how much space I've got, and then I'm going to plant them. So I've just had to change one hand into a thicker glove because I've got a huge blister right here where I've been using the trowel. So I'm gonna have to try and plant the rest with my left hand. Okay, that is me actually done for that. I have planted 4 lots of 12 plug plants, so 48 winter veg plug plants have just been planted this side of the polytunnel. Over the moon with that. I really wanted to plant garlic in between, but my blister is actually quite bad. It's really making it hard for me to dig, so I'm going to do that next week, I think. There's no rush because the garlic is going in the polytunnel, and I have got all my garlic planted this side anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. So I'm happy with what I've got done today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.